Hello, everybody. I'm Gabriel. This is Learning English Path, and today I am live. I'm live on this beautiful morning, this beautiful Saturday morning. For you, it might not be the morning yet, right? But for me in Shanghai, China, it is. It looks like it will be a lovely day, a few clouds, but in this lesson, I want to teach you about your environment for learning English. So, when during the day is the best time for you to learn English or to study English? And where is the best place? Where is the best environment for you to study English? All right. So before I get into that, I do just want to remind you that you can join my new English speaking club if you want to practice every day. If you really want to practice your English speaking every single day with me and with other English learners around the world, you can join the English Speaking Club. The link is in the description and the comments. Okay, it's really excellent value. Really, it's a great price. All right, it's if you get it now, it's less than $1 a day. All right, it's $29 for 1 month and only $248 for a whole year membership. Incredible deal to talk with me every day and to talk with other English learners every day, to get corrections, to get feedback all the time. Imagine how much your English will improve in that time. In fact, in just a few days, it will improve and you will feel that difference in confidence and fluency. So, okay, where? Well, let's start with when. Ideally, you should be practicing throughout your day, right? In little moments throughout your day. It's not good to just say, I will study for only half an hour during the day, and then the rest of the day I won't even think about English, okay? That's not the best way to learn a new language, because a language is a habit. A language is like a muscle that you build in your mind, right? And the more you use that muscle, the more it will develop. So the more often during the day where you can find little bits of time to practice, the better your English will become. And that is actually why I'm doing this English speaking club, because you would be part of a voice chat group on the phone where you can just pick it up at any time that's convenient for you and practice. But anyway, if you want to have a certain time where you practice more during the day, right? So it's good to practice all throughout the day, but if you want to have a time in your day where you practice for 1 hour or half an hour or 20 minutes, if that's all you have, then I would recommend it's different for different people, of course, but I recommend the first thing in the morning. And there are a few reasons for that. Why? Why the first thing in the morning? Well, because your brain sets the mood for the whole day right when you wake up. Right? Think of your day like you think of a movie. So if you watch a movie, the first 5 minutes of that movie will tell you whether it's a comedy or a drama or a science fiction movie or a horror movie, if it's scary, right? The first scene in the movie should tell you what kind of movie it is, what the mood of the movie is. And so the first hour of your day will give your mind the signal of what kind of things you will be doing that day, what kind of habits, what kind of feelings you should have during that day, right? That's why you should always start your day off in a good mood. Because if you start your day out angry, then the chances are you will carry some of that anger through the rest of your day. And so that's why it's recommended to start your day off with exercises and thinking about positive thoughts, right? About how grateful you are for certain things in your life, lots of things like that. Now, what I'm suggesting is that you take some time in your first hour of your day to study English, because that will tell your brain that, okay, today I will be thinking in English for at least some of the day, right? And you all know how important thinking in English is when you're trying to learn it, right? So you're not always battling in your head with these translations. If you think in English, it's much easier to speak English. So by waking up immediately and studying some English, you already give your brain that information, that signal. You're putting yourself in the mood to learn English for the rest of the day. So that's one big reason, right? Another big reason is that no matter what happens to you for the rest of the day, no matter how busy you get for the rest of the day, you've done your English learning, right? It's like a lot of people will say, oh, I'll do my English studying. I'll study English after work. And then they go and have a big, busy day, and they're so exhausted at the end of the day, they'll just say, oh, tomorrow I'll study English, right? But if you get it done first thing in the day, it's done, and you can relax. You don't have to worry about having not gotten that done, right? If it's a priority in your life, if it's very important for you to learn English, then it's something that you should put right at the start of your day, so that it's something that you won't be too tired to do at the end of the day. That's another reason. And a final reason is that if we really want to learn a new language and we don't get straight to it at the first in the first hour or two in the day, then the rest of the day we start getting a little bit sadder. We start feeling more sad throughout the day, because it's this thing like, I'm not getting this done. This thing that I want to do, I still haven't done it. So even though we might not be totally conscious and aware that we have this happening in our mind, there's something in our minds that said that it's a little bit frustrating for us, and it's a little bit sad. I don't want to say depressing, because that's a strong word, but it's sad in the way that we're not getting this thing done that we wanted to get done. And again, by the end of the day, we might not even get it done, right? Because something else might come up. We might just feel so exhausted that we don't have the energy to really think properly in English. So that's another big reason. And once you've got it done, and once your brain has already been thinking in English right from the morning, it's easy to build on that. It's easy then to say, you know what? I'll do a little bit extra. I'll think in English during lunchtime as well. I'll study a bit more. And that starts to feel good, right? It's no longer this thing that we have to do in the day. It starts to feel like, wow, now I'm doing these extra English minutes or this extra English hour at the end of the day. And I feel good about myself because I'm doing something extra now. And that feeling of, okay, I'm doing more than I said I would do, that makes you enjoy the process of learning English. See, that's the secret. If you get done what you have to do early, then everything else that you do later on is extra. You feel good about that. And when you feel good that you're learning extra English, that means that it's enjoyable and you're enjoying the process. And when you enjoy the process, you learn better. Understand? It all links together. It all connects together. All right. Now, where? We've talked about when during the day. Now, where should you study English? Again, if you're learning throughout the day, it will be in many places, right? But if you are thinking about where should be your main place of studying English, I would say that firstly, you should have a place that you always go back to, such as a desk or some room that you're always going back to, because that place should remind you to start to think in English. See, if you have a place where you're used to going to study English, then whenever you return to that place, your brain will switch on again and into English, right? It'll be like, oh, this is where I study English. Let's switch to English learning mode right away. That's something that you can use that is in your mind, all right? So you should have a place. Now, where should that place be? It should be a place that is comfortable for you so that you want to be there, right? It's a place where you want to be. It should also be a place where you can sit up straight. All right. It shouldn't be a place like your bed necessarily. Now, I like to do work in my bed sometimes but sitting up straight in the bed, right? It can be relaxing, but I would recommend for your main study time during the day, for your main work time during the day, you should find a place like a desk and a chair so that you can sit up straight, because having a straight posture when you do your work actually helps your brain to think better. Okay, it helps you to think quicker and more effectively and be more productive. So that's what I recommend. And also, what should you have? You should have everything you need around you. So if you need a notebook, I would always recommend having a notebook, even when you're working on the computer, right? You should still have a notebook because sometimes it's better to write things down. Sometimes our mind works better that way. You should have good lighting wherever you are. I like natural light, but in the evenings, of course, I like soft lights actually. But you should have the lighting that works best for you and make sure that you can see. And you should probably have something like a drink. I have coffee here right now, but water is the best thing to have next to you. And you should just be in a place without too many distractions. All right. You don't want to have lots of noise around, lots of people, or lots of social media notifications coming in, right? So that is those are the main points for when and where you should study English. If you have any questions, let me know. And again, Do check out my English speaking club if you want to practice very consistently every day with me. That is a way that you can actually use social media to improve your English if you're in a group with me. So it's not a distraction, but rather a way to study, a great way to use social media. And with that group, you also get 4 hours of live video lessons a month by me that's exclusively for the English speaking club. And you would just get so much correction and practice with your fluency, pronunciation, grammar. I would help you in so many ways. So if you're interested in that, check the link I have in the description and keep learning, my friend, and keep going.